This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
1, 2, 3. Right. Yeah, wire me up.
This cross-state matchup was played on an overcast Saturday afternoon at Hanover High School in New Hampshire between the Marauders and the visiting Tigers from Middlebury, Vermont. The game began in the host's favor as their offense looked strong early. Hanover mostly controlled the first half as senior Graham Penfield put in a pair of goals. The first assisted by sophomore Charlie Bauman and the second was unassisted as Graham made a nice move around a defender after bobbling the ball. His teammates Kyle Rozzi and Brian Pattison also got in on the scoring. Hanover would have added more goals, but Middlebury's goalie Cam Devlin had a great game in net, rejecting most of the host's attempts. Just before the break, Middlebury's offense had a few chances to get on the board, but Hanover's goalie Mason Winter made some nice saves, some at point blank with a man down, to preserve his team's 4-goal lead at halftime. In the third quarter, Middlebury's offense began to pick up some steam. About 5 or so minutes in, Tigers' Jack Donahue tried to make something happen behind Hanover's net. The Marauders' D nearly forced a turnover, but Sam Hodges quickly scooped and scored to put Middlebury on the board. After 3 quarters, Hanover was up 4-1. To begin the fourth, Penfield quickly extended his team's lead after another unassisted goal. This time he plowed his way to the net and used a nice move to fake out the goalie. Only a few minutes later, Middlebury's Donahue managed to score after he used his speed and agility to create some space for a clean shot. With just under 4 minutes left in regulation, Hanover's Brian Pattison extended his team's lead back to 4 after the Marauders used great ball movement. By the final whistle, Hanover had beaten Middlebury with a score of 6-2. Graham Penfield led the host with a hat trick and 1 assist, while Brian Pattison scored twice. Goalie Mason Winter had a great game in net for the Marauders with 6 saves. After the game, we spoke with Hanover's head coach Ryan Gardner, as well as Penfield and Winter, to get their takes on the game.
We played our most complete defensive game of the season. We also did a really nice job in transition. The clearing and riding game, we've been focusing on that the last couple weeks, and our clearing was excellent. And our riding game, forcing several turnovers. I think we forced 10 turnovers in the ride today, really limited their possessions. And as a result, we just had more possessions, more opportunities, and that was the game. I mean, I thought our whole defense as a cohesive unit played really well. It sort of starts from the back. Our goaltender played probably his best game of the season today, Mason Winter. Our group of close defensemen, Simon Roach, Mike Makel, and Mike Stager, also did a really nice job shutting down a reasonably attack-oriented team. And then Colin Rozzi really quarterbacked the defense by talking through it really well. In transition, we just did a really nice job with some of our midfielders, especially number 14, Brian Pattison, just getting up and down the field and then getting the ball to some attackmen that moved well. Graham Penfield plays well just about every game. He played well today also. We've been improving every day, and we need to have a really good solid week of practice. We had too many turnovers offensively today. We need to limit those turnovers in order to be able to compete well on Thursday. But I think that will dictate the outcome is, the number of our offensive turnovers and the success that we have at the face-off X. Because again, the number of possessions means the number of shots and the number of goals. And the same will be true come the playoffs.
I think today our team did a really good job on the defensive end. It really helped us out offensively. We were struggling, but the defense kept us in it. Only allowing 2 goals is great. Only scoring 6 is not great offensively, but it was enough to get it done today. And I think that the defense just helped us out big time. I think that Mason, the goalie, did a great job today. He came up with some big saves, point blank. That really helped us, gives us momentum, and helps us keep pushing and getting better. Colin Rozzi did a great job clearing. Same with Kalen. All the middies really did a good job getting us the ball when we needed it. And offensively, I think the attack did well moving the ball and cutting. We had a few turnovers, but we really bounced back and held on at the end. Our offense is getting a lot better as the season has progressed, and it's all about ball movement and talking. Once we draw people, we have to know where to put the ball, and other people have to talk because we can't see everything all the time. So it really helps when people talk and communicate, and we can move the ball ball movement. The faster we move it, if we can outpass the slide, we're going to be able to score.
I think we played some great transition defense, and when in settled situations, I think we talked really well, so that we had a lot of great team defense, and people knew where to be when. And when they tried to feed the middle, we got a lot of good check sticks, and we picked up a lot of the ground balls in the defensive end. And then we cleared really well, which gave our offense a lot of really good opportunities. There was a great performance from Brendan Brigham, once again at the faceoff X. Those extra possessions he creates are so important. And then we had a great game from Colin Rozzi. He played really well defensively and in transition. And in that clearing game, it's so important once we get it to the mid to be able to get it up the field. So it's a lot about choosing what shots we want them to take, because there's certain shots we would rather have them take instead of sliding and giving them a pass to the middle. So we knew they wanted to try and shoot it from like 12 yards out, and that's a shot I feel pretty comfortable saving. So we let them take those opportunities and just limited the opportunities inside. That's how we limited them to only 2 goals.
Hanover improves to 7-9 while Middlebury falls to 6-6. The Tigers next travel to take on Mount Mansfield, while the Marauders wrap up their season next hosting Londonderry.